Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another high quality foodie feature for you here on the channel, where this time I'm over at Popeyes because it looks like what's old is new again. And to start off the new year, Popeyes is bringing back their Rippin' Chicken, only this time it's part of a big box promo. So let's get into it, and as you guys are gonna see here, it is a pretty decent amount of food for $6. Essentially, it's their main $5 promo with an extra side, and in this case, the Rippin' Chicken itself, as you can see there, looking pretty crispy. Basically, rippable pieces of chicken connected in the very side, as you can see there. It almost looks like a big hand, but pieces that you can pull off. Nice and crispy, nice and golden. I've got two sides here. I decided to go with some red beans and rice, and definitely some fries to go with as well. And naturally, we're gonna finish this off with one of their world famous biscuits. And for dipping, I decided to go with some Mardi Gras mustard because that's one of my all-time favorite sauces here. But guys, still looking pretty fantastic for what you're getting here for the money. And like I said at the top of this review, what's old is new again. So it's nice to see this actually back on the menu, and it's been a very long time, considering they usually come back and revisit some of their promos as time goes by. It's been a minute since the Rippin' Chicken has been back, and honestly, I think it was the beer can Rippin' Chicken is what it was called there. I'll make sure to put a link to that on the screen. I know I reviewed that back in the day, and actually, it's crispy fried goodness. How bad is it gonna be from Popeyes? But the new version, naturally with the extra side here, a lovely situation. Let me show it to you. Take a look at that. It almost looks like a hand, and they always have this little straggler here off to the side, the way this is formed together. But as you can see, we've got some rippable pieces of chicken. It looks like about 6 or 7 pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so. So actually not too bad for what it is. And again, the promo with the two sides, depending upon what you get, still a pretty decent value. All right, so enough talking. Let me pull one of these off here just to give you a look. Basically, they are just like this. They're just ripping pieces of chicken. As you can see, crispy fried golden goodness, all the Louisiana seasonings of Popeyes together. Really a nice situation, I'm sure it's gonna be. Let's give it a shot. Crunchy. Little bit of heat, little bit of sizzle, but the same standard Popeyes, the outer crispy coating, an amazing situation. Let me just pull a bigger chunk of this off so you guys can take a look at that white meat there. All throughout, very lovely situation. You can kind of see some of the marinated spicing that they do underneath the coating. That's what's giving you a little bit of that sizzle. But crispy, very, very nicely fried. Golden brown, all the standard goodness here, as you can see. Not hating on it. It's what I expected it to be. Not bad. And speaking of not bad, what I think is gonna go really, really well with it, it's one of my all-time favorites, is their Mardi Gras mustard sauce here. This is pretty bomb. If this is actually one of your favorites, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this one. A little bit of that horseradish action, and a nice creaminess to go with. A very lovely situation. And only because I don't want to take too big of a chunk all up front here, let's make this last just a little bit. Here we go, got it all ready to go. As you guys can see, nice creamy goodness. We'll keep that in focus for you. Lovely situation, let's give it a shot. It's kind of fun revisiting this after a while. Pretty good. And considering with the size of this, even though there's like 6 or 7 pieces you can pull apart, you can pretty much break those in half and have a little bit of extra here. So initially I was kind of thinking this really didn't seem like it was going to be pretty large for what you're getting, more of the sides and a little bit of the chicken. But so far the balance is not bad. Pretty good. And real quick, just to bring up one of their Cajun fries. The usual goodness here. I've done this a bunch of different times throughout the years over the reviews I've done here at Popeyes. A little bit of the crispy goodness. Let's give this a shot. Always good, very good. But for me, it's always gonna be about the red beans and rice action here. So let me get this actually kind of mixed up just a little bit. Really love the flavor of this, all the nice light spiciness has got, and of course that combination of the beans and the rice together. Almost feels like it's got a little bit of bacon action mixed into the mix as well. The flavoring is smoked, which is pretty good with this, pretty solid. Same old, same old. Good though, I mean, not bad. But even still, your mileage may vary. You have your choice of sides to go with this there. It's nice to see a big box value after so long here, even though it's typically more than the $5 range that it usually is. But even still, let's see if I can try and pull a little bit off here for you. As you can see, more of that white meat action. Very, very lovely situation. And again, just a very, very fun shape. This is very reminiscent of the orange blossom chicken, I think it was back then, where it almost was like a bloom, like a flower bloom that opened up. So this is a similar type of concept. That's actually a newer version of this type of chicken. But the fact that they're actually dropping the beer can name from this for some reason and just bringing it back with the standard Rippin' Chicken name and the big box thrown into the mix is really the only difference with it. It's the same stuff all around. Still really good though. And real quick, before we close this one out here, let me go for a quick little dip of the biscuit with some of that sauce there. Let me try and lift that up just a bit, as you guys can see. Always a lovely situation, no matter what the promo sauce is for these promos over here at Popeyes. You really want to dip it into the biscuit to give it a go, but let's give this a shot with the Mardi Gras. Horseradish, little spice, butteriness, crispiness of this one too. Lovely situation on the inside, nice and buttery. Always the bomb here at Popeyes, always. All right, now let's go for one more bite of this one before we close this one out here. A little bit more of the crispy action for you. Very cool value for $6. And naturally what you're seeing here is a very lovely situation of crispy goodness from Popeyes that you know and love with the standard sauces. And of course the return of a pretty popular name, at least for the item anyway, Rippin' Chicken. Pretty awesome. Well, I very rarely, if ever, re-reviewed the items I've done here on my channel, and considering this one has dropped the beer can name, I was very curious to see if there was going to be something different about it, and the only thing that really is the fact they're getting an extra side thrown into the mix. Now, granted, it's $1 more than it usually is, so naturally, if it's $5 normally, $6 for the extra side is not a bad value. With a drink, about $7.49 or so over here at my local Popeyes, but even still, you're getting a decent amount of food. Even though the chicken itself I wish was just a little bit larger, you can actually make that last by ripping it off in maybe smaller pieces. But even still, it's exactly what it says it is. It's the return of a favorite, Rippin' Chicken, and honestly, still super fun to check out. So with that said, I'm going to have to give the returning Rippin' Chicken here at Popeyes a pretty solid 8 out of 10. Like I said, the value is really what's selling this one, and considering it's $1 more expensive than it usually is for the promos here at Popeyes, you are getting an extra side, and the big box name does satisfy for what that is, because it is. It's 2 sides, you get a biscuit, and a decent amount of chicken, although I do wish it was just a little bit larger, even though you can make it last. Still, guys, very decent for the money, and like I said, the familiar Popeyes flavor you know and love, it's just back on the menu right now for the new year. What's old is new again. Okay, so if you're a fan of Popeyes, are you super glad this one's back on the menu right now? I'd venture to guess if you're this far into the review watching this, you probably are, but if you're a fan of this particular chicken over here, the Rippin' Chicken, are you surprised they waited this long to bring it back? Drop some comments down below and definitely let me know. And with that, this is Ian K closing out another high-quality foodie feature for you here on Peep This Out Reviews, bringing you brand new content every single week here on my channel. So stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. A wicked good deal with this one, Popeyes. A wicked good deal. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong promo. All right, guys, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for checking out another one of my reviews. But just in case you didn't see the one before this one, you can find it right up over here, along with what I think YouTube's going to recommend for you to check out as well. As always, I think you'll find something to like in both of them, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. See ya.